All right, all right. Welcome back to the Brown Balls podcast. Kenil, how you doing, man?
Good, bro. Good. Exciting week, man. So many trades.
Yes. Yeah. So we are a little late in our podcast this week just because we wanted to wait until the trade deadline has passed, see what big moves happened, what didn't happen, and then obviously we're gonna give our Super Bowl picks later in the episode. Let's start off with the NBA trade deadline, man. I mean, I think there was a lot of hype around what's gonna happen and what
Yeah.
didn't happen. What was your overall takeaway? Were you surprised by some of the moves? If so, which one?
Yeah. I mean, I'm more surprised with the Clippers and Dallas.
Yeah,
That got me.
yeah, yeah. So the Dallas Mavericks, surprisingly, they trade away Anthony Davis for what seems like not the most. I think they probably could have gotten more out of it, but honestly, they just traded him away for almost nothing. And I mean, there were rumors around it. Obviously, I think there was rumors that they were looking to shop AD just because of his health and all that kind of stuff. But is this a trade you would have wanted? Because now the way people are looking at it is like you essentially trade Luka Doncic for a bunch of bench.
Bro, honestly, I don't know what they were doing. I mean, I don't think Nico would have made this kind of bad deal, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, they got no
yeah.
one.
This top Nico. Honestly, yeah, you're
I
right.
mean, to be honest with you, Wizards actually have quite a few young pieces. Like, they have their number one pick from 2 years ago, Alex Sarr, or number two pick, sorry, Alex Sarr. He was there as a center.
Yeah,
They could have used him in return, pair him up with Cooper Flag, same age, everything.
yep.
They have Keyshawn George, who's like a up and coming like point guard, shooting guard kind of
Hmm.
player, who can play along with Cooper Flag. He's a young player as well. They got
Yep.
they got nobody, man. I mean, even I think Trey Johnson. I think they have as well as a good shooting guard. They didn't even get him either. So it's like they just got like 2 first-round picks and one another young player, but he's not a big name,
Yeah, I mean they got Marvin Bagley, Chris Middleton, and yeah, a bunch of picks. But yeah, I mean that's not a lot for AD.
No,
At all.
no,
Like I know he's hurt, but he's like when he's healthy, he's
yeah.
still one of the top 10 players in the game. As far as like defense, like two-way players, defense and offense. You could have gotten more out of this.
He's still a top three big man when healthy,
Yeah.
and
So
he's still in his prime. He's only like 31, if I'm not mistaken, or 30. So he
yeah.
still has like few years left still in his prime. I mean, so
I mean, do you think this is just more of Dallas kind of making room? I'm not sure what the contract situation is for Chris Middleton and Marvin Bagley. Is this more maybe like, okay, they take on this last year and then they let him go, essentially? Because they're saying Chris Middleton may be bought out, right?
he's gonna be bought out. I think Dallas did it for two reasons, and the first one is they just want to get out of that Luka business. That AD had that cloud under him
Yeah.
that he was traded for, and so they want to get out of that Luka and AD business basically, and just start fresh with Cooper Flag and kind of show that hey, let's not talk about AD anymore because see AD being there, they always bring up Luka no matter what,
Mhm.
right? But now like AD being traded and out of that organization, now they can concentrate on Cooper Flag, who's been playing excellent so far, starting
Yeah.
to play really great. And then the second reason is I do feel that Dallas didn't. So the Dallas AD is he can. I think he could become a free agent or he's extension eligible, one or
Mhm.
another this offseason. I don't think Dallas wanted to give him that max. The same thing with Luka's reasoning. They didn't want to give Luka that 300 plus max. Same thing with AD. They don't want to promise him or give him that 250 plus max extension that he'll be looking for. They thought that let's just get rid of him now and get something out of it. Sure, they got 2 first-round picks, but like I said, they could have got a few more young pieces out of Wizards because they still have promising players on that side. But
Mhm.
all in all, I love this trade for the Wizards.
Yeah.
The Wizards, I know you're gonna laugh at me, but if AD and Trey Young can stay healthy with the young
Mhm.
pieces around it, they're a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference next year. I'm sorry, they're loaded next year. They're good. They got cornerstones.
Yeah. No, I can see it. I mean, the only thing is AD, right? Whether or not he'll be healthy enough. Young will still put up his numbers, I feel like. But were you surprised by Wizards kind of being this aggressive and just kind of like, all right, we're gonna get Trae Young, we're gonna get AD, we're just gonna start now. Like, I know they've been kind
Well,
of on a
I
downward trend.
I think this expedited it because they got honestly, to be honest with you, they got Trey Young for nothing, right? They didn't give up no
Yeah.
first round picks or nothing. They didn't. They just got contract extension. That's it. And so
Yeah.
they basically got him buyout market, to be honest with you, for nothing.
Yeah.
And so once they got Trae Young, they kind of start seeing that, okay, you know what? We have our asses still. Let's see if we can
Hmm.
actually go get another player, buy low on him. In this case, AD. It's
Yeah.
pretty, stock value is really low, and so now Wizards are putting themselves in a contention next year, and they've been in this ever since John Wall and Bradley Beal at their
Yeah.
highs back in 08, 09, I think they were so good.
Yeah.
Now they've been in rebuilding mode forever, and so now they're
Yeah.
actually back and contending and no more rebuilding. So this is great.
Yeah. I think they realize that they're not going to be able to build from the draft. They
No,
don't draft well at all.
exactly.
And I think it's better just be aggressive and just get star players and just start forming a team that way.
They're buying low
Because I
on
mean,
players. They're buying low
yeah,
on players. Their values down right now. So
yeah, that's true. That's true too. I mean, yeah, again, they got 80 for next to nothing.
yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm so yeah. I mean, with the Mavericks, Kyrie isn't back yet, right? He's gonna be back soon. Or
I
no?
think they'll shut him down now.
Right?
What's the point of bringing him back now? I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
'cause
they'll bring him
I
back.
think
Kind
him.
of be there.
Yeah, because I think him and Cooper will work well, but like I just don't know what honestly Mavericks ownership is doing at this point. Like it's like they're just trying to avoid paying high paying players, but then how are you gonna have a successful team if you're not gonna be paying these superstars? I mean eventually Cooper Flag once he's out of his rookie deal, you're gonna have to pay him max deal, obviously max
Same
contract.
deal.
So
Yeah,
are they just gonna
they'll be in the same
trade
business as
him?
Luka. Same business as Luka, right? Second contract will
Yeah,
be super max. Because I mean, Cooper Flag looks really good, and you can see he's gonna be making All Star teams like maybe next year.
yeah,
The way he's taking the
sure.
lead, if he consistently doing what he's doing right now, he'll be an All Star next year.
Yeah,
He'll be all NBA again. His defense is good, so there's a chance he can make all defensive team too. I mean, honestly, the more accolade you get, the contract goes higher and higher. As you can learn
yeah,
from Luka, right? Luka made his All NBA, All Star right away, and so that's why his contract worth was so much. His second contract, it was gonna be
yeah,
350 plus. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, luckily they have I want to say 6 years to think about this because Cooper Flag they'll sign him to that first contract after the rookie year will be in like
hmm
3 years and then they have another 2 years to think about that so
yeah,
about 6 years or so. But yeah, I get you. I don't know what they're doing. If you're
yeah,
Cooper Flag, I mean, they're trading AD away. You would have liked AD on your team, because that kind
exactly.
of that'll kind of relieve some pressure next year. Obviously, Cooper Flag's playing well, but as you can tell, Tap is, when people can't really, scout your game first year, they'll scout your game second year, as
Right, right.
the rookie wall will hit, and having a
Yeah,
player like AD down low, you can throw the ball to and relieve that pressure is good,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
building some confidence. So I don't know why they did this, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
because now they're just gonna game plan for Cooper Flag. Before you had to worry about AD having
Yeah, exactly.
again a top 10 player that you have to worry
Exactly.
about. Now you
Exactly.
just gotta Cooper Flag is it. So
Exactly.
that's very interesting. Yeah, again, I'm not sure what Mavericks are thinking there. Another notable trade was the uh, Warriors trade, sending Buddy Hield, Kuminga to the Atlanta Hawks, right, and then they got Porzingis back, which I'm not again. I don't understand this move at all. Porzingis is hurt. I get Kaminga wanted out, and I get there was a whole drama, but they could have held on. I don't think Porzingis was the answer they're looking for.
Man, this is reminiscing me of Kobe's career with the Lakers. After they won those championships in 2009 and 10, and
Oh
then
yeah, Luol Deng and
and all that. So this reminds me a little more of like saving Steph Curry, trying to keep Golden State, in that playoff slash can they compete level. Like last year they got Jimmy Butler just to kind of, help them out, and Jimmy Butler
yeah,
got out. And then this year they're trying to they got Porzingis, which I thought was a bad deal, to be honest with you,
yeah,
because I thought you could get better for Kaminga. Kaminga is one of your young assets. You
yeah,
only got, Porzingis, who showed in Boston that, he has some type of flu-like symptoms that he can't play. And
yeah, yeah.
so he's in and out
Some
of the
weird
lineup.
illness he's dealing with, right?
Yeah, and he's in and out of the lineup. So this is like when this reminds me of when. Do you remember that time we struck out for Dwight Howard and they went and signed like Carlos Boozer?
Yeah.
and Jeremy Lin and all them. Like those are good
Yeah.
players, but we're a few years back of that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
good few years ago, not right now. And
Right.
so that reminds me of that type of team that they're putting in Golden State. They're doing. The only good thing is that Porzingis is a free agent after this year, I think, so they can get
Yeah.
out of his contract, maybe. And like, but again, I mean, what wouldn't you want to like just hold on to Kuminga? And I don't know.
Exactly.
And I don't understand. Like sometimes I understand you're Steve Kerr. You have a powerful voice, and you might not like some type of play, some players, right? It's like work life environment. You might not like all your coworkers, but again,
Right.
if you're a supervisor, you have to somehow deal with it and just kind of get along and just. He's one of your young star athlete, dude. I
Hmm.
feel that if they would have played Kuminga more consistently and made him like not the focal point, but with Steph Curry, like how they make Steph and Clay like focal point. If they somehow did that, I think Kuminga would have gave you more than what Porzingis will give you, in my view.
Yeah. Like
And
turning
that's trade
Kaminga
off.
into like a Iguodala. Like you had success with
Exactly.
Iguodala, right? Like a good defensive player, a good free player. I mean, he won the MVP that season. That's what I think they could have converted him into, but they decided to. I don't know. It's
I
a
mean,
broken like relationship.
to be honest with you, if there's trading Kuminga away, I mean, wow, did you see what Boston did? Like they should have just done
Yeah.
that. They should have gotten Nicholas Vucevic for a
Yeah. You
contract.
could have gotten that for
For a
sure.
contract. No first round pick at all. Just a contract, basically. They could
Yeah.
have included Buddy Hills and like some other contract. Moody in this case. I'll put Moody in there because he
Hmm.
makes about 13 million, and Buddy Hills, and go get Nicholas Vucevic, who can do
Yeah.
the same thing as Porzingis, but he'll play more often. He's more durable, and he'll give you
Exactly.
something. And then you
Yeah.
have Steph, Kaminga, and Vucevic, and that'll be a good team. Who can compete. I don't know.
'Cause I don't think Porzingis is going to be able to defend against Jokic, right? Like at least Vucevic can stand his ground a little bit, but like Porzingis is not a good
Will
defender
he
by any
stay on the
means.
court? That's my main thing,
Yeah.
Forget about
Exactly.
defending him. Will he be even playing back to backs or even be in the playoffs? You know what I mean? I don't know,
Best
man.
ability is availability. So like that's why I just didn't understand the move. I mean, I don't know if they're just making a move just for the sake of
I
making
think
it
that's
to
what they
keep
did to
Steph
just
Curry
save Steph Curry,
happy.
man.
Like, all right, yeah. I mean, where's Steph Curry gonna go? Honestly, he's a lifer. I don't imagine him ever wanting to leave Golden State or
I
demanding a
agree.
trade out, right? So like, just say, okay, you know what, we're gonna let this season go, and then we will for sure get you somebody this offseason when we have more trade assets. I think because it struck out on Giannis, and I guess Giannis does not want to go to Golden State. They just said, okay, well, we just gotta get rid of Kaminga anyway. So they just found the nearest like suitor. Like, all right, here you go. You want him? Okay, yeah, sure. Give us Porzingis. Like the hell?
They could have got JJJ, man.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been a good one
They
too.
had draft picks. Like they could have offered Kaminga and like 2 first rounds, like what Utah did. Utah offered 2 first round picks for JJJ, and they got him. I mean, think about how good JJJ would have been with Steph Curry. I mean,
Right.
you get that
Yeah.
scoring and defense. I mean,
Yeah, that's why I didn't understand the move at all. It made no sense to me whatsoever.
I'll tell you right now, Golden State is gonna be a playing team and probably be eliminated. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
They're not gonna
Yeah.
compete.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, especially with Jimmy Butler out, they're not going to be a serious contender or
No.
anything. Even if Porzingis is able to play
Yeah.
all games going forward, I don't see.
Porzingis got to play out of his mind like he did in Dallas with Luka
Right.
for them to be that
Or even
level.
have like how he had a small spurt with the Celtics last season. Like he was really
He was
dominant. Then he just
dominant,
kind
yeah.
of
He has to dominate the
then he went
game, and
away.
like I don't know if
Yeah.
I mean he has to be durable. That's the thing. I don't know if
Yeah.
Porzingis
Exactly.
can stay on the court. Like everyone questioned AD being on the court. I don't know if Porzingis will play. That's the thing. Last year in the
Yeah.
playoffs, he missed. I don't know if you remember. Last year in the playoffs, Porzingis missed quite a few games
Hmm.
because of flu-like
Yep.
symptoms. He didn't know what he
Yeah.
had, and it wasn't
And
injury.
they still don't know. Even now,
Exactly.
he still has the same issue.
It wasn't injuries. It was flu-like symptoms.
Yeah.
They don't know what it was like. It's like okay, so it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't get it. All right, next up, I mean, again, talk about imploding. A Clippers giving away James Harden to the Cavaliers in trade for Darius Garland, who also is a very injury-prone player. But obviously, I think the Cavs, we know what James Harden is, right? James Harden is not going to be. He's a good distributor ball, but I think Brian Windhorst said it best. Like you have to make James Harden your third best dependable player. You cannot make him your second because he will not show up in the playoffs for you. Obviously, can't be number one because he definitely won't show up for you. But if he's your third, right, then you can probably make that work. So if you had a healthy Donovan Mitchell, you have a healthy Evan Mobley, then you can depend on James Harden to just be the distributor. I think that might work out. But walk me through this Clippers thing because they were the hottest team. I remember we were talking about how bad they were in the beginning of the season, and they won like I don't know 15 straight games. They were like they got into
I
the
mean,
play-in tournament,
yeah, they're like
and then now all of a sudden
21-3,
just
dude, at one
yeah,
point.
and now it's just all collapsed. Like they don't care. What happened?
So I'm thinking, Lawrence Frank got that contract extension, a week ago.
Yeah.
And I think I think Steve Ballmer probably told him that, look, I'm I have confidence in you. You built a good team with, you had a good vision, with Paul George and, Kawhi and then and then we got James Harden, and then you let go of Paul George. So now I need you to rebuild again. Right. So
Hmm.
I think Lawrence Frank has probably got a thumbs up that they're going to just try to go get players that can help them in the future more than right now, and go get some draft picks. They have no draft picks because they gave everything to
Right.
OKC, and
Yeah.
so try to go collect some draft picks and see if they can get a young player that they can like not really build around, but kind of be there to kind of help Kawhi off to the sunset, and then they can restart, right? I mean, look, Darius Garland obviously wasn't playing good with Donovan Mitchell, and that's fine. And so, Clippers were able to get him for James Harden, which I feel that was actually a good trade for both sides. Actually, Clippers actually got a young player. If Darius Garland can
Hmm.
stay healthy, they can actually. He's only like 25, I think, or 24, whatever he is. But he can actually, uh, be a respectable point guard out there for
Hmm.
a long time. So he's a good player. I mean, I didn't think James Harden could get you a young point guard. And then at the
Yeah.
same time, I think what Cleveland is doing is they're basically going all in, right? And like Brian Windhorst even said it too. They have a 2-year window. That's it, a 2-year
Right.
window where if whatever's going to happen with Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, and then they're going to rebuild all over again too. So what I feel is that Cleveland actually has a bigger idea in their mind, to be honest with you. Not per se this year. I think it's more for next year. I do feel that they'll pick up that James Harden's contract and make it fully guaranteed. That's another reason why this happened was because,
Tough, dude.
well, that's another reason why James Harden thing came out of nowhere, to be honest with you. But I
Yeah.
guess he had a partial guarantee with the Clippers when he signed that contract
Right.
for next year.
Yeah.
Instead of a $39 million, it was like only like $15 million partial guarantee. So I guess his agent went to the Clippers saying, "Can you fully guarantee this, or do you want to give him an extension?" They said no. Just like how Lakers said no to
Would.
LeBron, we want to get out of the business of you.
Yeah.
So they're like, can we find a partner that I can go to a team that can give me an extension, or maybe even make a fully guarantee. So they found Cleveland. Houston, he was interested to go back to Houston, but Houston was done with him because of what he did.
Right.
They're like, we don't want any. It came out today. He wanted to go back to Houston, but he was like, I don't want any business with James Harden anymore. And
Yeah.
so they found Cleveland. So the rumor is circulating that LeBron, who basically has a year or two left, who's gonna take a reasonable discount and hometown discount, you could say. And I think he does end up with Cleveland. So I think they're envisioning a team with LeBron, James Harden, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, and Donovan Mitchell there, right? And that's a really good lineup actually, because you're not relying on LeBron, nor are you relying on
Don't forget
James
Bronny
Harden
James.
to be your one or two at all. They're not.
Yeah.
Their one and two is going to be Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. And then whoever wants to be 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm talking about from James Harden to LeBron James to the other guy, what's his name? The center they have. I just said his name, but I forgot his name.
You're down.
Jared Allen. Yeah, they can do whatever they want, and which is fine. You can do that. If you
Yeah.
have two good players like that, you can do that, And so that's the plan I think they're going with. So they have a 2-year window. And I think they'll give LeBron that 2-year contract or 1-year contract, whatever he wants to do. Because LeBron only has 1 or 2 years left, and James Harden, same thing, 1 or 2
Yeah.
years left. So they're gonna try to go win a championship with that team, I think, by next year. That's the plan.
Yeah. That makes
That
sense.
that's the plan they're going with. And I do think LeBron is going to Cleveland, to be honest with you, and end his career there and just be done with it. And so that's what Cleveland is doing. But on the other hand, Clippers are just getting a young point guard who's like 25. And I think they're going to be getting out of Kawhi Leonard's business too, to be honest with you.
Right.
They haven't said it, but I mean, if you're Kawhi Leonard, what the hell are you doing there? I mean, yeah, I mean, you're playing for your hometown, but you're not going to win championship with this team anymore. I mean, and I think Kawhi Leonard could be shipped by maybe this summer too, if I'm not surprised, or they might not just
For a
give him an
bunch of
extension.
picks, you think?
Huh?
For a bunch of picks, maybe?
I don't even know if he's worth a pick. He's like Porzingis. I mean, he's durable.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
I
I
mean,
don't know.
he's still a good. I mean, obviously, still a good player. But yeah, I mean, they also got rid of Zubac, so they're just completely like, all right, we're just gonna. I mean, they're probably gonna try to get out of Bradley Beal, right?
I mean, that's the thing. I will tell you right now, though. One team I can see go get Kawhi Leonard is Golden State too. They have picks, so they might be like, okay, fine. Next year, Jimmy's coming back. I mean, no, sorry, they'll trade him for Jimmy Butler because Jimmy's
Mhm.
expiring contract, and Golden State will attach like a first round pick or one or maybe two, and then
Mhm.
go get Kawhi Leonard and put Kawhi, Porzingis, and Steph together. I think I can see that happen because Clippers just
I can
want
see
picks
that,
now. Clippers
but
just want picks back. That's all they want. They don't care for
yeah,
anything
but
else.
only Steph's gonna be playing most of the time.
Exactly. So I think I can see teams like that doing it, but I don't know what Clippers are doing, man. Like Clippers
Yeah,
were like on fire, man. Like
yeah,
they were they were bottom like 3 in the West to like top 8, at one point, They had a
yeah,
record of like 28-5 or 20 like in the span of like 30 games. They went crazy, man. So if you're OKC, you're probably happy. You're like, hell yeah, because they have their pick this year. So
yeah.
I don't know.
They're gonna tank and they're gonna get a lottery pick for sure.
That's what Clippers are doing, and that's what OKC. I mean, sorry, that's what Cleveland is doing, in my view, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I think once they said no to James Harden about the extension, he just was over it. Like he did the same thing he did in Brooklyn and
Houston,
Houston
yeah.
and wherever else. Like he's doing the same exact thing. Like he just completely like, all right, well, I don't want to play anymore. And he took him outside. He took himself out of the lineup for the game, the last
Personal
game before
reasons.
he left.
2 games.
Yeah,
Personal reasons. He was out.
and like the funny thing was the game that he missed last, he was in the stadium next to it watching a college basketball game. So he was okay watching the game the same night that the Clippers were playing there too. So like,
It's so sad,
yeah,
man. Like
he
you're
just
so
doesn't
full of
care
yourself, man. You're such a quitter. You quit on your own team like that. Like,
every
what are you
time, dude.
doing, man?
This is which why like I don't know why Cleveland would want to want that because he's not because they're saying he might demand what $33 million something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
He's not worth that much money, dude.
Hell no.
Like not for what he provides you, right?
Exactly.
Like, so I just don't know. I hope Cleveland isn't going to go down that route, but because they're gonna have to end up paying LeBron a shit ton of money and James Harden just to make that happen. It's tough, dude.
I
But
mean, LeBron probably will come for like mid level, probably,
yeah,
and I mean, Bronny will be traded there somehow, some way, but yeah,
bro,
I think that's what the current
as
roster is
soon
for.
as LeBron's gone, dude, Bron's gonna be waived. All right, just get the hell out of our team. Like we don't need your ass. You are useless to us. Just like Giannis' brother. Like there's no reason for you being in the league.
He's just a cheerleader, man. But yeah, man, that
Yeah,
that deal came to that. I was just surprised how James Harden just quit on Clippers. They're
that
playing so
was
well, man. They're playing
fast.
so well, and like
Yeah,
I'm like, God damn, dude, you really just gonna quit and not play and be personal reasons out, dude? And then it's funny because Monday, or it was a Monday game that it was on Peacock, and while the game was going on, that's when the report came out that the talks have been in advance with Cleveland and Clippers about
yeah.
James Harden and Garland exchange. The game's going on, dude. I was like, Clippers are playing. I forgot who they were playing. Memphis or Golden State. They're playing someone. I forgot. And I'm like, dude, what the hell's going on, dude? Like, are you serious?
Yeah. Well, speaking of Memphis, so them trading away Triple J to the
Yeah,
Jazz.
yeah.
This one also, I think this was the one that kind of kicked off free agency out of like way left field. Like, what the hell is this? But what are your thoughts around like them keeping John Morant? I think they may have tried to chop him, but his value isn't high anymore because of all the issues that he has off the court. So they got rid of Triple J instead, which I always consider Triple J like a DeAndre Ayton. Like he
Yeah.
can put up points, but he can't do anything else. He can't rebound the ball. He can't play defense. So like he's just
He is
more
a former
expensive DeAndre Ayton.
he is a former All Defensive Player of the Year, right? That you're talking about. Just
Yeah,
saying.
but he averages one block a game.
I
Like,
know,
I
I
mean,
know. I agree.
that'd be a
Travis,
pity
I
one.
completely agree with you. I don't even know how he was a Defensive Player of the Year, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. So, but dude, honestly, JJJ reminds me more of a better version of Roy Hibbert. A tall,
Yeah,
who can
I can
just
see that.
that's it, nothing else. He can't really
Yeah.
move, So,
Yeah.
but this, I was kind of shocked that Utah did this out of all teams,
Yeah.
going after JJJ because, like, tell me if I'm not wrong, but Utah already has Kessler and they have Laurie Marketing.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Big old lineup.
Like,
Big old
and
lineup.
not even that. Utah, is known not to pay players, and
Right.
and they already paid Laurie. I mean, yeah, fine, he's in a good contract, 30 million a year. They're gonna pay. I mean, well, Kessler's a free agent, a restricted free agent. He's gonna command good money too because he's very like highly, people want him, And then they have a budding like not an all star. What's his name? Keontae George,
Mm-hmm.
who's really good
Mm-hmm.
this year. He's gonna be a free agent soon too. He's on a rookie deal as well, so he's gonna command like good money as well. And now JJJ, you know how much he's making, man? He's making about 50 million or so a year right now, bro. That
Golly.
extension's kicking in now because remember last year he got that extension by Memphis. It's kicking in now. 55 million a year, man. So you telling me that they're gonna go sign Kessler now? I mean, as a free agent, I don't think so. And so I don't know why Utah did this, but then and then another thing, you're telling me that Baines is worth 4 first round picks, and a
Yeah,
defensive
yeah,
player of
yeah,
the year is worth 2 first round picks.
yeah.
I
That was
don't,
surprising.
I don't know what the hell is going on. I mean, Memphis got a good deal and also got a bad deal for JJJ because I feel with JJJ they could have got a similar deal like Baines, like at least a 3 first round pick and a young player in
Yeah,
the return.
easily.
Yeah, but they didn't even do
Yeah.
that, and so because Utah is the same thing like Wizards, they have young good players, man. I mean, I don't know if you watch their games lately, but they have really good young
Mm-hmm.
players, and they didn't get any
Yeah.
of them, And so I was kind of shocked about that. With Memphis side of it, man, it's so sad, man, because the writing was on the wall ever since John Morant was trying to be a gangster and trying to pop the
Yeah.
guns out.
Yeah.
Look, dude, there's no time for that in the NBA. I mean, you're never bigger than a
The
corporation like
league
that.
or your team. Yeah.
You're never bigger than that, man. He thought that he's a up and coming superstar. He was, it was good, and he
Yeah.
thought no one can stop him. He was like invincible, and nothing can touch him, right? And he never understood, and like, look at his career now, man. Like nobody wants him, dude. And like, honestly, I'm glad because his dad is annoying. First of all, being courtside every time.
Yeah.
He's like at least LeVar Ball didn't do that. He didn't come anyone's way. He talked
Right.
outside, but never came to every game and sat courtside and tried to be all buddy buddy with every single superstar they played against. And so honestly, man, I know they want to get out of that business too, John Moran's business, and like I
I
get it.
bet.
Nobody wants to even give a first round pick for that. So he has no value, man. His value is diminished like crazy. So I mean they'll probably move him by the summer. I wouldn't be surprised if Memphis just like set him out and just tank and go get the top pick they can, basically. That'll be good for them.
Yeah.
So that's
But what team do you imagine would be
Minnesota.
interested in
Minnesota.
Minnesota?
Yeah. The only reason why I
That'd be
say
good.
that is because they're looking for another guy next to Ant Edwards, and they think that Jaw and Ant Edwards game can be, they can play together.
It'd be
And
like two villains, like because Anthony Ant is the same way. Like, he's not as like idiotic as Ja
yeah,
is,
he is kind of like
but
that.
he
I know.
also likes to play the villain card a little bit,
He
and
always
they'd
does.
just be annoying as hell.
They will be,
Getting,
but I think that's where I think that's what Minnesota will do because they need another like a player next to
they
Ant.
tried to
Man.
get Giannis, but they couldn't offer enough. I feel like, right?
I think Bucks tried, but I think Memphis went a little more, and they're like, never mind.
Yeah, because
Because if they trade Milwaukee, if they trade Giannis away, then they're stuck with freaking John Morant.
yeah, I know. Another head case. Yeah, because I think it's so surprising because Memphis was a very up and coming team. They were a very young team. They were supposed to be like essentially the OKC Thunder, right? With a really good point guard, a good power forward like Jaren Jackson. They had it all.
The core foundation. They had a really
It
good
was there.
four players that were really young and same age. They had
Everyone
point guard
knew
with
their
John Morant,
roles.
shooting guard with
Exactly.
Dylan Brooks. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
shooting guard was Baines, small forward was Dylan Brooks,
Yeah.
power forward was JJJ. He can play center or power forward, and then center they had anyone who can play. But now they got Eddie, right, or whatever his name is, this tall dude.
Yeah.
Right? They were in a good position, man.
Yeah.
But I'll give them
They had
credit.
it all. They were supposed to be good for a while, and then
But
John Morant kind of ruined the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll give them credit for only Baines because they could have traded Dylan Brooks and got Dylan Brooks is a good player. They could have got picks from him. They let him walk in free agency. They could have done a signing trade, but they didn't do anything like that. They just let him walk.
They were embarrassed by him. That's why.
Yeah, I think they were
because of the playoffs.
Exactly, because they're number 2 seed and the Lakers are number 7th, right? They upset it, right? And so, but like Baines, dude, they took advantage of Orlando, man. 4 first round picks. Like holy shit, man! Baines is now worth 4 first-round picks.
No, not
So
at
they
all.
got picks out of it. So at least they got 2 picks from JJJ. So I mean that's good, you know.
Yeah.
So they're gonna rebuild again, man. So
Yeah,
that's
they got to get rid of Ja.
you know
And
what's funny?
just get past that whole phase.
You know what's funny? They're throwing that Miami was interested in Ja. Do you think Pat Riley will even condone that
hell no.
behavior, bro? He doesn't even tolerate that. Dude, Miami way is a different way. There's no way
Yeah.
Ja will last in that shit, man.
No,
With
he
Eric
would not.
Sporza there and like Pat, there's no way. I never believed once that Ja will be traded to Miami. Dude, there's no way Miami would be interested in Ja Morant business. There's no way, man.
No way. There's no shot. I think that's because Jimmy Butler, who's a little out there, he could not he couldn't do anything against Pat Riley or
no.
Spoelstra.
Even LeBron couldn't do it either. LeBron wanted Sporza out.
LeBron too. Right, exactly.
And like he had no, Pat was like, no, this is I'm running this team, not you. You know?
Yeah, he's like, if you don't like it, get the hell out. I'll trade you right now. All right,
exactly.
Fun.
So yeah, man.
Crazy, man. And of course, let's talk about our Los Angeles Lakers. We made the big blockbuster trade, Luke Kennard for Gabe Vincent. I know you were really high on Gabe Vincent when we got him. You said he was a knockdown 3-point shooter. He's exactly what we needed.
It's cursed, right? Like it's every shooter that comes to the Lakers are supposed to be good. Like, you know, what was that guy's name? Beasley. We got Malik Beasley. We had him. We traded for him. He shot about 38% with all the teams, close to 40%, right? He comes to the Lakers, he shoots 29%. Okay. Same thing with I mean, look, I know you're laughing at me. Gabe Vincent is a player that was the leading point guard of a Miami Heat team that went to the championship, right? He was a 40% shooter, right?
Yeah, but it's one good season.
No,
and they sold him really high. You know, we got fleeced in that. Mm-hmm. He's all right.
Because Luke Kennard is a 48% shooter.
Yeah.
Not 38, 48. You're telling me that every time he shoots every other shot, it basically goes in. He's a 50% shooter, man. Like, so
he's a 50% shooter from a catch and shoot. He has a 51%, which is the best in the league.
Think about it. You're playing with LeBron and Luka. You're gonna be a catch and shoot.
Yeah.
So I want to see if Lakers curse is really there for shooters, man. I like this deal. We needed a shooter. Look, honestly, if Luke Kennard can, be that player for us where people double team Luka or LeBron and we throw it instead of throwing it to Laveria or Marcus Smart, if it's to Luke Kennard, people gotta respect Luke Kennard. Like they kind of like he's gonna make that shit. Right. So I like this move. I mean, I'm glad we got off that Gabe Vincent contract. It was expiring deal too, and Luke Kennard's expiring as well too. I think so. We got a shooter, man. Look, the Lakers have few holes, right? Not one hole, few holes, which is one is lack of shooting, right? 3-point shooting, right? A lack of defense. We don't have a 3-and-D player or like a defensive wing, right? We don't have that. And the third is a defensive center, actually, not even an offensive center, defense. I don't care about offense. So we have 3 holes actually. Out of that 3 holes, I did think that Lakers covered shooting right now. Meaning that we got one shooter out now. I think one shooter hopefully is contagious where other shooters can, other people can start making their shots too, and become that, like decent of 3-point shooters, So I feel they went out and did something, and got a shooter, which we need, And so the other stuff will be done in the summer, right? Because we have cap space.
Yeah.
So I didn't think Lakers were going to do much at the deadline. I told you they want to save that cap space. They don't want to take anything, man.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're going to be like what the Warriors did, like just to do a trade, like that would have been stupid for us to get knocked up in some kind of ridiculous contract. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't do anything. I think that was a better thing to do. Like,
we got a shooter.
We're not winning anything.
Exactly.
So
and let's see, and like I like who said it. It was Brian Windhorst. They're like, by Lakers getting Luke Kennard, or Stephen A. Smith said that. By Lakers getting Luke Kennard, they know they can't defend. They're gonna go out offense everyone now. They're gonna go score the shit out of people.
With Austin Reeves back now.
Yeah, it's a Mike D'Antoni thing, right? Don't play defense. Just go score 120, 30 points, and blitz the other team, right? Like that was so they know they can't defend for their life, and so they're just gonna go blitz everyone now. They're just gonna start scoring crazy, right? And if that can win us game, that will win us game. If that doesn't win us game, that doesn't win us game. So they're going for one thing at least. So, but I'm happy with Lakers did. I mean, people are like bitching about Lakers not making moves.
That's fine.
There was no player out there that will fill all these holes. I'll be honest with you. Not one player is out there that will fill all these holes for us.
Right, of course.
We need a new team, Tapas.
Yeah.
That's gonna complement Luka Doncic.
Yeah, we just have Luka. Just start the team with Luka and Reeves, and then build around.
That's what we need, and then we got to build this team. And honestly, I wouldn't mind bringing back Luke Kennard. He's a good shooter, man.
Yeah,
he's a good shooter to have.
Decent. He's more consistent than Gabe Vincent was. Gabe Vincent was a little. I know he's a streaky shooter, I believe, but I think Luke Kennard is more of a knockdown, like a Kyle Korver kind of thing. Like knockdown.
Exactly. So I'm glad they got it. I'm excited to see him tomorrow. Hopefully he plays against Golden State. So I'm excited about that move, But yeah, man. I mean, Lakers. I know you hate hearing this. I don't know how it's gonna work, man. But the rumors are out there that if Giannis did not get traded by the deadline, the Lakers will be like not a heavy favorite, but they'll be a dark horse team because they'll have the assets to offer. I personally don't think Luka and Giannis can work, but I'm not the GM, man. I don't think he will. But again, Giannis is 32, and
I just don't know if Giannis wants to team up with another, top 5 player, right? Because that's why he didn't want to go to Golden State. He refused it because even though Golden State had, I think it's according to Shams, they had the most to offer.
They give everything.
That was the most favorable for both sides.
4 first-round picks. Kuminga, and but look, their Draymond Green contract. Whatever they want, they get a really good offer, man.
Yeah, they got a good offer, and Giannis does not want to go there, and for whatever reason they want to go there. And
honestly, I'll tell you. I know you're not a big LeBron fan, man. But this is what I respect LeBron more than Giannis I ever do. LeBron's not gonna hide away from that he wants to leave the team. Like he'll be, I'm leaving. I'm done. Like I'm out. He'll do his little one-on-one with Jim Gray, get the fuck out of there, or he'll come back to LA. He'll go to LA or go back to Cleveland. Giannis, man, he doesn't want to be a bad guy. Like he demands a trade. At the same time, he puts out that tweet after the deadline's over that leave a legacy and attract whatever. Come on, man. Like you're the one who's asking for a trade. You want to win a championship, and you're the one who wants out. Now you want to be Milwaukee. Like no, he doesn't. Like dude, make up your mind. Be straight up and be like, yeah, I'm demanding a trade. I want to leave. Like stop playing back and forth. Like I hate that game, dude. Like just be straight up. Like if you don't want to be there, don't be there, man.
Yeah. I don't think he really knows what he wants because he's looking on the field and like where is he going to fit into which team that's going to fit him the best. I don't think New York would fit him that well. I don't think Lakers really fit him that well because Luka is so ball dominant that you cannot survive with it with him and Giannis. But
I get it.
I felt like Steph would make more sense because he can take up the ball. Steph can be the shooter. Draymond can be a defender. Like that would have made more sense for him and his style of play.
Like
that team would have made more sense.
Exactly.
But
honestly, Milwaukee was smart not to trade him at the deadline, though, man. I really think that. You know why?
More picks?
No. You know why, man? It's because Milwaukee actually thought about a thing that, look, if we don't trade him now, and there are some teams like right now at the deadline were hard no, like 100%, like hell no, we're not messing up with our team. One team is New York Knicks. They know that in the summer, if a team in the playoffs don't have a good run, like that happens in the playoffs, if Knicks gets bounced again in second round, you're not bringing back the same team. I'm sorry, this team, New York Knicks, is built to win a championship. If you get bounced in the second round or even a third round, I mean, Knicks gonna blow that shit up, and they're gonna start trading players away and making Giannis is still available, right? They'll go get for Giannis. Another team I can tell you, like Detroit, they wanted AD, they can't get him now, but who knows? They want to put Cade and Giannis together. You never know that. Boston, all right? Boston has draft picks. They have players to give. They can be like, hey, let's go make a hard run now. Because Tatum had a year off. He's healthy. Make Tatum and Giannis and, give up Jaylen Brown. There's teams out there like Miami, right? Miami was always
OKC.
OKC. See, if OKC gets knocked out in the second round, which I don't think they will, but if they get knocked out, they'll be like, hey, okay. For example, they're paying Chet Holmgren that kind of contract, right? And he doesn't really produce. They're like, dude, why the hell are we even paying him that much? Let's go with another championship. Bust that shit up, right? So Milwaukee is smart to think that let's wait till the summer because there'll be a lot of teams who have a failure postseason. Like the expectation will meet that level, right? And
they'll get better offers,
and they'll need to make changes. Yeah, they'll need to make changes, right? That's what I'm saying. So they're smart to hold off on that until the summer. It's not about draft picks. More the teams that were no will become yes in the offseason. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, or whichever team gets the number one pick, maybe they may be able to use that to get Giannis.
Exactly.
But if you were Milwaukee, would you shut Giannis down for the rest of the season?
Look, honestly, Giannis.
I don't think he wants to.
Look, it's so funny because like Amit, right, who's on our podcast, right? He said the same thing what you just told me. He's like, yeah, but dude, if they keep Giannis past the deadline, and Giannis already said that he wants to play,
right?
That's gonna ruin their chance because they have a top 8 protected pick, so that'll ruin their chance of getting that that good draft pick, right? I told him one thing: if Giannis wants to play, he can play. You know who makes that call? How to play, when to play? I give him an example. I'm like, Giannis can play first quarter. He can play third quarter. Fourth quarter, we'll wait until like 4 minutes left in the fourth. The team, they won't survive 4 minutes. They won't survive if the game is close in the beginning of the fourth quarter and Giannis is sitting on the bench. Milwaukee's gonna get blown out in that first 5 minutes when Giannis is on the floor. Yeah, put Giannis back in when the game's out of reach now. Okay, he can play.
Nah, I don't think that happened, dude. There's no way, like...
What I'm trying to say is that they will let Giannis play because Giannis really wants to play, right? He really wants to play. But I think the management will tell Doc Rivers that play him in a limited minute role, meaning that let's not re-aggravate his injury because we got to trade him still, and we got to look out for our assets. And at the same time, let's not make games close. We're going to lose games, right? That's what they're going to do, right? They're not going to win games. So they'll let him play, man. That's fine. They let him play.
I just feel like that if they do it that way, and again, I can see some teams doing that, especially the shitty teams. I can see them like the Brooklyn Nets of the world and all that kind of stuff. But I just can't imagine like Giannis would be, oh yeah, we're tanking, but we're like I'm still playing, but we're still gonna tank because we're gonna protect the.
But Giannis doesn't happen though.
But it's gonna be so obvious, like. Doc, why am I not playing right now? We're down by 2. I can get us back.
I'll give you a perfect example, right? Like I was watching this a Peacock game. No, it wasn't Peacock. It was on a Tuesday. It was Sacramento and Memphis, right? And it was in Sacramento, I think. And the game was close, right? Entering the fourth quarter. You know who was on the floor? DeMar DeRozan. Sabonis and Zach LaVine were on the bench in the fourth quarter, starting the fourth quarter. So I was like, okay, fine, that's their break time, because that's what happens. They'll come back like they generally come back at a 7-minute mark, 7 or 6 minute mark. They'll come back. The game continuously winding down. The game is so close. Who's still on the floor? Only DeRozan and all 4 rookie players. So no. What I'm trying to tell you is that will happen because coaches are going to be like, we got to play our young players. That's benefit for our team, right? Giannis is going to be gone regardless. So, I mean, I'm just saying that'll happen. And to be honest with you, Milwaukee, even if Giannis plays his regular minutes, man, Milwaukee sucks, man. I'm sorry. They can't win.
Which is why if you're Milwaukee, you just be honest with them. Like, dude, you have a calf injury, first of all. We know what happens if you rush back from a calf injury. We saw it happen to Tyrese Halliburton. We saw it happen to Dame. Like, all that stuff has happened. So, out of your protection and our own protection, and we just shut you down for at least, like, you can do your farewell Milwaukee tour, like, the last month of the season. But can we just shut you down until then? Because we don't want to risk you getting injured, and I know you don't want that either. Because if he gets injured now, it'd be like KD, where like they would essentially trade for him. Obviously, Golden State did get rid of him, but like you can't play. He can't play another season, and he is in the most prime he can ever be. He is in that prime right now, right at 31, 32 years old. So you might as well like just tell him, dude. We'll be honest with you. We're gonna shut you down for your own protection. And then you can come back and say goodbye to the fans the last month.
You know what's good? You know what's great about it? He's already injured right now, so it's still another month away. So by the time that happens, it's gonna be we're talking to March and another month
They'll be
left of
out. They'll be
NBA.
out of playoffs. Just
They
whatever.
already out of the playoffs, but like they'll be
Yeah.
way gone, so it'll be good. It'll be fine. So that's good.
So
Another trade I do want to talk about is the going back to Clippers trading Zubac. We're continuing on that. That was a last minute deal that happened on Thursday, where Zubac got traded to Indiana for Mathurin and 2 first-round picks.
Yeah,
I mean,
nail in the coffin, dude. That's a nail in the coffin. You just know that they're done.
They're done. Yeah. Basically, Zubac getting traded like that is over, And so, people, what's your take on that? Like, who do you think got a good deal, and like, what's your take on that?
I mean, I'm not sure how good Mathurin. I know Mathurin was good his first season, but like, I'm not sure how good he is now. But obviously, Zubac, anyway, because the Clippers for some reason have always underutilized Zubac. So hopefully now with the new team, like he'll be able to be re-energized and maybe make something out of it. So I think the Clippers they just are like just let's just implode. We don't want any of this stuff. We can't trade Kawhi because no one's gonna trade him for us. So let's just get rid of Kawhi in the offseason. James, you're gone. Zubac, you're still young, but you're gone, and we're just gonna figure it out later. That's how it was, honestly. It's like a slap in the face. I mean, the 2 Clipper fans that ever lived, that's a slap in their faces.
Which is crazy, man. I mean, they got 2 first-round picks and Mathurin, which is good. They got value for him. I didn't think Zubac would be worth 2 first-round picks, being a Laker fan, to be honest with you. And so he did. So, but damn, man.
I wish Lakers could get him back. He's a legit, center. He does give Jokic a hard time sometimes too.
He always does, man. He always gives Jokic a hard time, man. So I was surprised about that, to be honest with you, man. No lie.
Yeah.
That they traded him. It was over. And I guess they noticed that James Harden and Zubac played really well with each other. And once they traded Harden away, they're like, there's no use for Zubac now. Let's trade him away too. So, like I said, they're collecting all those draft picks. And, Clippers got 2. And so, which is good, So they can kind of look forward to that.
And then the Pacers are, again, they're punting until next season when Halliburton's back.
That team will be good with Zubac in the center position for sure.
Yeah. They kind of replaced Miles Turner, essentially, right?
Better. I hate Miles Turner, so better version of Miles Turner. The guy can do defense and offense.
Yeah,
they still have Siakam, and then they have those 2 wing players, Nembhard and Smith, which is gonna be great. That team, the Indiana team, will be good next year, man. So that'll be something to watch for.
Yeah, it's a good pickup. I'm happy for. I wish Lakers could have done something and get him. That would have been like the best thing we could have done, honestly.
Oh yeah, 100%, man.
I get it. We don't have those kind of picks to give out.
Hell no.
But yeah, and then they made a trade at 50 minutes before the trade deadline, so you just knew that they're like, all right, somebody who wants you, Zubac. Oh, Indiana. All right, cool. Go ahead. What do you got for us?
And they actually gave a haul too. They gave a Mathurin, who's a young player. See, like now Clippers actually have a backcourt they can kind of play for the next few years. They have Garland and Mathurin, point guard and shooting guard going forward now. So that's good for them,
The 3-point shooter, right?
Yeah. So they did a good job, man. They kind of, they're, they got young pieces they wanted, man. So which is crazy.
All right. Yeah, the trade deadline was definitely a lot of questionable trades being made. I guess you get to see what the teams are really thinking about their own roster.
Exactly.
I know. I want to get your opinion on this, but I know Shams was under a lot of attacks because of how much he said about Giannis thing, and they're like, he never got traded, and so they're like, does he really know anything? Is he just doing just for clicks? Because when Woj was saying something, he actually knew for sure something's going to happen. With Sean, they're just saying that he's in clicks. What are your thoughts on that? Because they're saying that he should be fired from ESPN too.
Dude, he came out under a lot of heat. People have a lot of thoughts on Shams. Shams, I think he's younger, and I think he wants to be more in that center of the circle, center of the attention kind of thing.
Right.
He wants to say some stuff like for example, like when like a few weeks before the deadline was approaching, he comes out with a insight tweet saying that Giannis doesn't demand a trade. He's ready for a new home. What the fuck does that even mean?
Right.
It's funny because I felt like he worked with Giannis to say that or something, hey, don't say I demanded a trade. I'm not demanding, say something nicer,
Move on.
Yeah, like Shams is more like Adam Silver. Like he wants to like go along with the players or something. No, man.
Right.
Like do your job. Like Woj did his job, like it or not. Woj knew what was happening. It was reporting it.
Exactly.
Woj reported factual stuff. So Shams,
Exactly. That's the thing.
yeah, Shams is getting away and is like reporting more of what people want to hear and think would
Right.
happen, but it's not really happening. So that's the thing. That's what I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. Yeah. With Woj is like, whenever he says something, there's hardcore evidence something was said, and he's being and Woj very direct about it. Whereas Shams, like you said, he kind of plays around the bush. He's trying not to give away his source, but then at the same time, like he may not be fully credible source, or it might just be like hyperbolic. Somebody, oh, this person said it, so maybe it's true. And he is very popular in social media because of how quick he gets stuff out.
Yeah,
But I think this whole Giannis thing has really affected how people view him, because now they just may not trust what he says. Everyone kind of says the only thing that he has done so far is announce a Luka trade, and that kind of fell into that because he never even knew. Like if it was Woj at that time with Luka, there would have been some rumblings that he would have known about. Whereas even Sean was surprised by it, and he was the one that broke the news, but he had no idea that there was what's going on,
yeah.
right? But
No, of
like
course.
if it was Woj, he would have had an inkling that something's happening, and then and then it was announced. So
The
yeah, I'm not
the the
sure.
the eye opener that kind of opened my eyes about how Shams does business compared to Woj is, I don't know if you read like an interview with Mark Cuban that came out a few months ago, that the reason they were able to get Kyrie Irving was all because of Shams'
Really?
relationship with Brooklyn, and they're able to orchestrate that deal with Kyrie to Dallas and not the Lakers. So
Mm,
I'm like, aren't you supposed to be more independent? Like as Shams, you
right.
are. You're not supposed to be buddy buddy with some team.
Brokering a deal. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the reason I'm saying that is because Lakers were heavy favorite to go get, and Lakers actually now looking at it, they're giving a better package. They were giving up two
Right.
first round picks with Westbrook and Austin Reeves.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you look at it, two first round picks, Austin Reeves and freaking like thank God they didn't do it. I mean, like they didn't accept it,
Right.
but they took the Dallas deal. But I'm just saying Dallas didn't give up two first round picks. They gave up one first round pick and they gave like a couple players, But I'm just like, damn, man, what the hell? Like,
Yeah. Interesting.
so yeah. Yeah, yeah. Look into
Yeah.
that. If you Google it, it'll come up. Mark Cuban saying that Shams is the one to thank to make that, Kyrie Irving deal back in 2000.
Interesting.
What was it, like 22 or something? Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I just saw like so many people like, the headline was going crazy around it, and then even I guess I don't follow, but Kalshi even has him like he has a high odds that he might get fired by ESPN next year or something like that. So I was like, what the hell? But
My gosh.
all right, let's get into some NFL. We got the Super
Hell yeah.
Bowl this
Hell yeah.
weekend.
Hell yeah, man.
I haven't seen the updated spread yet. I'm guessing it's probably still the same.
Yeah, Seattle's still favorite, man.
Yeah, they're favored by 4.5 now. Obviously, the biggest news is your boy Matthew Stafford winning the MVP by 5 points. Just one first place vote
Whoa,
ahead
first place.
of Drake May, which is probably the closest it's ever been. What are your thoughts, man? I mean, obviously, let me get your thoughts on it. What do you think? Did he fully deserve it, or do you think it was some other shenanigans?
No, he did.
It's very close.
Very close. He did. Like what he did for I want to say 75% of the season. What he did because the last freaking last 5 games, man. Holy shit, man. That was like complete different Matthew Stafford of the season. But what he did for 75% of the season, man, he played well. He played like outstanding, especially in the first like 11 games. He had 0 picks when in the red zone, no interceptions. That was great. He did. I mean, at a 38-year-old or 37-year-old, he performed well. Honestly, he did have the most yardage thrown. He had the most touchdown thrown compared to Drake May, who had the most interception thrown. People don't talk about that, and so yeah, I understand that the Rams have better elite receivers, but again, Puka wasn't a big time draft. He was a 5th-round pick. Matthew Stafford made Puka who Puka is right now. Devontae Adams was washed up. Nobody wanted him. He went from Green Bay, who was good, to Raiders. He sucked. To Jets, sucked even more. And Rams just bought low on him, and he played well, right? And so, to be honest with you, I mean, they did the same thing with Stephon Diggs. They bought low on him, and he played well with Drake May, right? And so same thing with Henry as well. Their tight end, they bought low on him. Honestly, Matthew Stafford statistically he had a really good season, and played well. And obviously the matches were better, Obviously you can't say nothing to Drake May about playing against teams, but again, it was harder to go from NFC to AFC kind of thing. So well deserved. I was so happy. First ever MVP for Matthew Stafford, and he's actually the oldest player to receive his first MVP award. Not the oldest, because Tom Brady has one and Aaron Rodgers has one MVP, but that wasn't their first. I'm talking about first ever MVP to win at this age is the oldest ever to win MVP. So, which is a remarkable, defeat. And in his acceptance speech, he did say that, thanking his little girls that were on the stage, saying that I can't wait to do this next year, and hopefully we'll be playing another game in SoFi, and I won't be here. He's returning.
Right.
And that's a great thing.
Yeah, he's returning.
I'm glad, man. What do you think about it, man?
It was interesting. So the biggest thing online was the inconsistency in how they determined, right? So obviously it was a very close one, right? But last season, Josh Allen won, even though Lamar had better passing yards, more touchdowns, less interceptions, more rushing yards, everything, better stats overall, right? Compared to Josh Allen. But Josh Allen won because he had a better record. Whereas now the opposite has happened, where Drake May had the better record, but the person with the better stats. So that's the big discrepancy between, and Josh Allen won overwhelmingly, right? A lot of people didn't even. I mean,
okay. See this. The only difference is that The only difference is that Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen were top 5 in almost all the categories. Drake May, I haven't looked at the stats, but I don't think Drake May and Matthew Stafford were top 5 in all the categories. Matthew Stafford was, but not Drake May. I mean, Matthew Stafford was top 5 in throwing, whatever, yardage, everything was top 5. If you look at Drake May, he wasn't top 5 in any of those kind of thing. That's why the race was more like that with given to Josh Allen. Okay, fine, he had a better record. If you would have told me that Drake May had top 5 in all those categories too, and less interceptions as well, then yeah, you have to think about it. Then you have to go with a better record in that case, right?
So Drake May was top 5 in touchdowns. He had 31, which is number 3.
Yeah,
it was he was number 4 in yards overall.
So top 5, okay.
Yeah, so he was top 5 in a few of them. I mean, and then he had the best QB rating, 113. Which is one of the best all time.
But then again, right? It still, I don't know why, but it still came down to his strength of schedule, right? They were like,
yeah, that's like that. Maybe that's what it is, but that's the only thing that I think why there was such a close matchup.
Yeah,
between
because
Josh Allen.
They said that Stafford played way better defense.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they had the Patriots had the easiest record or strength of schedule in the last 20 years. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then I think next to them was the Niners, I believe it was. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. Well deserved for sure. The only one that I don't know if you saw it, but there was one person who voted for Justin Herbert.
I wanted to talk about that. That was the dumbest shit ever.
And it's not even his stats were good. No, it's just he was grit because he had the worst
offensive line.
But he
said that his explanation was that if you gave Matthew Stafford that old line, Matthew Stafford wouldn't even be top 5 in any of the categories.
Yeah, and I get that. Then why isn't Joe Burrow number 1 QB every single? Why is he MVP every single?
I feel bad because I feel bad because that vote could have went to Drake May.
Yeah.
Or Matthew Stafford. It wouldn't be close. If it went to Matthew Stafford, It wouldn't be close. If it went to Drake May, it'd be actually essentially a tie, technically, almost close to tie.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's kind of fucked up, to be honest with you. If you tell me, man. I don't know.
And Josh Allen also did get a lot of third place votes, which is surprising too. Usually, with the MVP, it's down to 2 players, and everyone kind of votes on the 2 players. But this season, for some reason, it was obviously very close between Matt Stafford and Drake May, but Josh Allen wasn't too far behind.
Everyone knew, the last quarter of the season, it was coming down to Drake May or Matthew Stafford. Everyone knew, and I don't know why people. I don't know why this. I don't want to. I want to get. I want to get more into that next week. they gotta research about who's voting for Hall of Fame and who's voting for this.
Yeah. Yes.
I want to get into that next week.
There's some scumbaggery going on, dude.
Like,
I mean,
you're telling me that the best coach who won what do you win? 7 Super Bowls? Like 6 Super Bowls?
yeah.
You telling me he can't get into Hall of Fame first ballot? And you telling me the best owner?
Of NFL history. And
You
get
telling
in.
me he's not gonna get into? I want to get into that next week. I don't want to get into this
Yeah.
right now.
That's some
discussion.
bullshit.
That's the discussion I want to. It's gonna last about 20 minutes, and I want to know what the hell's going on.
Then you can't put Tom Brady in there. Yeah, by this logic, Tom Brady won't.
Tom Brady is not gonna.
First
Tom
ballot.
Brady should not make first ballot. I'll be honest with you.
Which is bullshit. Which is the word. I mean, that would be at that point, Hall of Fame is a joke.
Nobody wants to be a Hall. You know how nobody wants to be for NBA All Star. Nobody wants to be a Hall of Famer in the NFL.
Yeah. Or like a Pro Bowl. It wouldn't mean anything. It
Not even
matter.
forget Pro Bowl. Like, you know, NBA All Stars, it's a shit show. You know, Pro Bowl's always been a shit show. But I'm saying like NBA became a shit show, so like it's gonna be like that, dude. But we'll talk about that, dude, next week.
Yeah.
But let's get into Super Bowl though. I want to get into Super Bowl before we end it.
Yeah. So obviously we know Seahawks, Pats. Weather looks to be good on Sunday. And Levi Stadium, the odds are still the same. I think when we last talked about it, was still 4.5. Now it's still 4.5 today. So let me ask you: do you go against your arch nemesis, the Seahawks, to win it, or do you go for the Patriots to win another potential dynasty starter?
All right. So to answer this question, it's funny because I guess San Francisco Levi Stadium held a rehearsal of fireworks today. I don't know if you saw this, and the fireworks shot up in the air, and guess what colors it was?
Okay, was it blue and white?
The blue, white, and red. Whose color is that? Whose color is that? Please tell me.
The Pats. They're hoping. Obviously, no Niner fan wants the Seahawks if they can win their stadium.
Look, man, honestly, I'm not like other people. I know one of my good friend, Amit, you know, he's a big Seahawks fan. Look.
Yeah.
I'm not rooting against Seahawks because of Amit. Same thing with you with Pats. We're winning. I wasn't going against because you were rooting for it. Right. Honestly, like what Tom Brady said, right? Yeah, I put in our agenda. I don't have a dog in this fight, man. Honestly, man, I just want a good Super Bowl. I'm going to watch it as a casual fan, dude. And yes, as a Rams fan, I'm leaning more towards, you know, Patriots little by maybe, I'll say 51-49 for Patriots because of that reason. But as a Rams fan, I also hate the Patriots too.
Yeah.
So exactly. I don't have a dog in this fight, man. I just want a really good Super Bowl. I don't want a last year's Super Bowl that was not competitive, man. I want a good Super Bowl. I want the Super Bowl where it's close, man. Fourth quarter, 5 minutes to go, freaking a 2-point, 3-point game. I just want a good Super Bowl. I'm not, honestly, if I have to choose, obviously, Seattle has a better offense and better defense. They should win this game. And it's in the West. It's in the West Coast. They didn't travel much, right? Drake May has not faced this type of defense, man. And obviously,
he did face very good defense. I mean, the Broncos and the Texans going into, right? He did.
Yeah, you're right. But then at the same time, he didn't face this type of offense too.
Exactly. That's it. That's what it is.
This team is loaded with offense.
Stidham and a shitty Stroud.
So now their hands full. I want to know. I really want to know what game. I want to know what Vrabel's gonna do against that offense. I want to know what the game plan is. I can't wait, dude. This is gonna be great. Seattle should win, but whoever wins, congrats to them, man. I don't really give a shit.
What's your predicted score?
Man, dude, if I have to predict, shit, dude. You're gonna hate hearing this, but I think it's gonna be like 30-14 Seattle.
So blowout.
It's gonna be a blowout, man. Seattle's gonna come gangbusters on Pats, man. I'm
honestly, your prediction is not far from mine. I have 34-20 for Seattle because I have more faith in Darnold doing what he has done so far in the playoffs than Drake May having a good. Because Drake May hasn't played well. He's fumbled the ball like crazy. His numbers have been terrible this offseason. He got lucky because he played against CJ Stroud, who gave his defense the ball back at the freaking 10-yard line every single time, you know, because he just can't help himself.
Yeah.
And then you play against Jared Stidham when throwing a snap in almost 2 years. So like they got there, and even in those games where he played against a lesser QB, he still struggled, right?
Oh, yeah.
And now you're playing against a very, very well coached. I think coaching wise, this team is solid. Seattle has a very good coach, especially an offensive coordinator who's very, very intelligent and like can get some things going. Vrabel probably is the best head coach in this game for sure. But I feel like the Kubiak can do more with Sam Darnold than I
Yeah.
think
Josh
what's his
McDaniel.
name? Yeah, McDaniel can do with Drake May, right?
Yeah.
So I think Seattle will come out quickly and hot, and I don't think Drake May is going to be able to rally that team from behind. If you
Yeah,
make Drake May
I get it.
become a passer, they're going
Yeah.
to lose.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
Shut their run game
but
down.
you have to jump on them right away. Seattle has to jump on them, get up by like 10 or 14 points right away, and then
If this game is close at halftime, I'll tell you right now, Seattle will lose.
yeah, I can see that.
If this game is only one score game at halftime,
Yeah. If it's a
Seattle.
gritty game, both
Yeah.
are struggling, then I would say Vrabel is going to be able
The
to.
only way, I'll tell you right now,
Yeah.
you're gonna laugh at me. The only way Patriots win this game, if this game is under 20 points.
Yeah, I can see that. True.
That's the only
Because
way.
if it's a close game, then that's where New England loves to live. That's how they've always won,
Yeah.
right? And you don't expect, or you hope you don't have to depend on Drake May to be a superstar,
Exactly.
which is surprising because he's second in MVP, but he's not. People don't have faith in him, I guess. But I personally do want Seattle to win just because I love the underdog story for Sam Darnold.
Oh, yeah.
Just of all the shit he's been through.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him, and I think this is gonna be like the best way for him to redeem himself. Like that's kind of how I became like again. I'm not gonna be a Seattle fan, but this is how I became a Tom Brady fan, and it was because when I saw what he had gone through, and then he was able to get to the top and win it. Like that's what made me a fan of his. So it kind of reminded me of Sam Darnold. Like he's gone through this shit in his whole life. He drafted by the Jets, and then whatever happened to the
Panthers, and then Vikings.
Yeah. So
I agree. I want Seattle to win for that too. Sam Darnold, he went through shit. And at the same time, if Patriots win, I want them to win because of Robert Kraft. I don't think that guy has any more. I don't think he has that many years left to be an owner. He's very old, and he's done great for the sports of NFL, obviously, and he deserves to see a championship without Brady. That Brady did without him in Tampa Bay. It's kind of like Jerry Buzz did it without Shaq.
yeah.
And so he got to witness that, before, he died, I think he was alive in 09, if I'm not mistaken. He was, yes. And so he got to witness that championship without Shaq, and that was great.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Both teams have a great storyline, man, so whoever wins, hopefully it's a good game, man. That's all I give a shit about.
Yeah, same here. I hope it's a good game. Again, I'm just glad that there's no Chiefs or there's no Eagles in this Super Bowl. I'm happy with just by the fact that there's none of those two teams. That makes me happy. So love it, dude. Yeah, I can't. I honestly, I've been looking forward to the Super Bowls for such a long time.
Exactly, man. So my Super Bowl was last week and we lost. 2 weeks ago and we lost.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that was a tough one.
Yeah. So hopefully next year, man, we can have home field throughout in the Super Bowl. So let's do this.
Yes, sir.
But until then,
well, let's call that there.
Brown balls.
Until then, Brown balls. Out. See you guys on Monday.
Hell yeah, man.